breaking news with what could be another false flag, a second ambassador comes forward and explodes CIA election claims, saying he knows where the info came from and it's not Russia. The liberal media are playing up a report by the Central Intelligence Agency that hackers interfered with the US election, and these hackers were the Russian government, and that they provided Julian Assange and WikiLeaks with hacked emails to be published during the fall. But a former British ambassador to Uzbekistan is going public again to blow the story out of the water. Quote, "As WikiLeaks founder, Julian Assange has made crystal clear the leaks did not come from the Russians," end quote. This is what former Ambassador Craig Murray wrote on his blog Monday morning. He also added that he had direct access to the original source. This is very significant information, and this man is a very credible witness. He's got evidence of this. He says, quote, "As I explained countless times, they are not hacks. They are insider leaks. There is a major difference between the two." Now, both Julian Assange, he goes on to say, and I have stated definitely the leak does not come from Russia. Do we credibly have access? Yes, very obviously. Very, very few people can be said to definitely have access to the source of the leak. The people saying it is not Russia are those who do have access, he says, end quote. Moreover, where the hacks originated had no real bearing on what they had revealed, which was that both the Democratic Party and failed Democrat presidential nominee Hillary Clinton were corrupt. Quote, he goes on to say, quote, "If Hillary Clinton had not connived with the DNC to fix the primary schedule to disadvantage Bernie Sanders, had not received advance notice of live debate questions to use against Bernie, had not accepted massive donations to the Clinton Foundation and family members in return for foreign policy influence, had not failed to distance herself from some very weird and troubling people," end quote, "then perhaps she would have won," Murray added. And it felt as if lightning speed spread of this unconfirmed Russian hacking conspiracy throughout the liberal media outlets, and there was nothing more than an attempt by liberal Democrats and their media psychopaths to deflect blame for Hillary Clinton's epic loss. In other words, everybody was to blame in the whole wide world except for her, because she cannot accept the fact that she lost. This woman is so psychopathic that she would tumble the world, create chaos everywhere with her lies in order to bring down the elected president, put herself in the White House, whether anybody likes it or not. Murray goes on to say in his post, "It was the second time in 2 days that this former ambassador had cast doubt on the theory." He spoke to CBN News on Sunday. John Bolton, who is a former U.S. ambassador to the United States, said the conspiracy theory might even be a potential false flag. Quote, "It is not at all clear to me, just viewing this from the outside, that this hacking into the DNC and the RNC computers was not a false flag operation," end quote. He said, implying that the Obama administration was working in tandem with the liberal media to mislead the public, to distract them from other things. As for Assange, WikiLeaks, and officials in Russia, both have reportedly denied allegations that they conspired to interfere with the 2016 presidential election. The Guardian reported on Sunday, quote, "The Kremlin has rejected the hacking accusations, while WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has previously said the DNC leaks were not linked to Russia," end quote. Ambassador Murray, who's been vocal about the claims of Russian involvement, minced no words about where he placed the blame for the latest spin on the election. He wrote, quote, "It's terrible that the prime conduit for this paranoid nonsense is a once great newspaper, the Washington Post, which, far from investigating executive power, now is a sounding board for totally evidence-free, anonymous source briefing of utter bullshit from the executive. Amazing. Isn't that something? The ambassador is calling the Washington Post that has changed its stance and now printing utter bullshit. Amazing. I'll leave a link below for you for this. It's on Conservative Tribune.